Good morning. I am Anna Imagination of the Healing Garden. Take a look at the website is www.annashealinggarden.org if you want any additional information before or after this webinar. This is a presentation that I put together for the Healing Garden. I like to go over everything via presentations because, well, to be blunt, I have ADD, and for me, I feel overwhelmed with info dump every time I see like this elongated, just pages and pages of words. And unless I'm sitting down with a novel, I just, it's overwhelming. So I like the aesthetic appeal with voiceover of a presentation. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go talk about the modern dating for modern man. This is part of the relationship series from the Healing Garden. This particular course is 5 steps to wooing, pursuing, and dating the modern woman. We're going to talk about basically our core 5 step program that is implemented in most, if not all, of the course material that I offer. But this particular seminar is designed for the single or the coupled man who is looking to either improve or upgrade his dating game and his relationship with women or with anyone really, whichever uh, however you identify. So this is for men who want to upgrade their dating style so they can attract the modern woman or keep the modern woman that they currently have. This is for men who want to better understand the modern woman. And this is for men who are frustrated, bored, and exhausted with current dating options. So we get a lot into dating styles and what's basically there's a new mainstream of things being done that we focus on and introduced for those of you who are not aware of what's going on. And the purpose of this particular presentation is to educate you on a common but severe problem hidden in our subconscious that is solely responsible for dating and relationship failures and pains, and to provide you with additional learning opportunities to get yourself back in the dating game. So I promise you that before this video is over, you will have a full understanding of what you are actually up against with a walkthrough guide. A clear solution to your problem will be presented, the opportunity to learn more in my upcoming seminar where I talk in depth about the topics here today that I give you. So, before any of that, does this sound like you? Do you feel like there are just not enough women available? Do dates often flake out or ghost you, leaving you often wondering what you did wrong? Do you feel discouraged that all the good women are taken? Are you feeling like you attract women who are too mentally ill to be dating? Do you often feel trapped, as if being single and alone is your only option and you just have to accept that? Women you do attract, do they quickly lose interest in you and move on, sometimes without saying any words to you about moving on or giving you an explanation as to what the problem is? The great news is that none of that is the actual problem. The real problem is that you are not aware of all the cards currently in play. So you're making decisions based on information that you do not have. There are elements at play here that you are not aware of. Most people are not. And these elements keep blindsiding you. They keep getting in your way and they keep leaving you and a lot of people frustrated because you don't understand the big picture to understand what it is you're really dealing with. So once this video ends, you will have the information required to date smart, to adjust your approach, to upgrade your dating game. You've already entered the right frame of mind to attract the women to better fit you, and you will have intelligently screened prospective dates to ensure they are right for you. The big question is, are you going to stay where you are, stuck in an old, antiquated mindset that is so outdated it offends most women today without you even knowing how or why? Or are you going to learn and apply a different, new approach designed for the modern dating styles that, when mastered, is effortless in its application that women come to you. So before we get started, I just want to talk about who exactly I am. I am Anna, a modern woman with modern dating style who stepped up to educate men about what women do want and how you can step into the game. I am the woman who studied psychology, philosophy, and sociology for 27 years and overcame substantial trauma, then rewrote the book on mental health, subconscious discipline, and mental recovery. I then compiled everything I learned about mental health and crammed it all into the healing garden so that others too can find their way out. The mission for the healing garden is to educate, guide, heal, and maintain the self identity, to provide people with a superior alternative to resolve and manage mental health in the United States than what is currently available, to restructure the way we approach mental health, trauma recovery, and wellness by changing the way we approach the subconscious mind and mental health in the United States. So, before we continue, I believe that wraps everything up and we are ready to get started. We're going to start with the 5 steps, and these 5 steps are going to be presented in the seminar in April. We're going to elaborate deeply for about 30 to 45 minutes per one of these steps. And we're going to really dive down into deeper clarity as to what they mean, how you can use them for your advantage. And basically, we'll be giving you a brief coaching during the seminar so that you can take each one of these steps and at the end of the seminar, walk away with the information so you can really implement it immediately. These steps are free information. I give this to everybody. This is part of our mission where the more people know about these 5 steps, the easier their life will get. It's quite you'll see how absolutely amazing it is. So the first step is changing your mind. Many people are in a possess mindset. If you want to attract, you must shift to an accept mindset. Now, what we mean by that is when you think about everything you need, want, everything you desire, and everything that you need to get to ensure your comfort and your safety, your survival, that develops something that I call a possess mindset because you seek to obtain or possess those things that you need to avoid discomfort, pain, and help you survive with ease. The problem is, once you enter into the possess mindset, you actually shut off your ability to accept. Possessing and accepting cannot exist in the same energy field. They cannot exist on the same frequency. They cannot exist in your mind at the same time. They are truly polar opposites. So the more you seek to possess and claim, the less you can accept, and the more you actually close yourself off to accepting and being open to change and open to a different way of doing things. So, the first thing we're going to do is shift you from a possess mindset over to an accept mindset. Now, emotions are born from thought, they are a direct consequence of thought. If you can control what you think, then you can control what you feel. During the seminar, we dive deep into this topic and provide structure and direction. The second thing is emotional management plan will be provided to you. Emotions for centuries have gotten a very bad rap, and in most cases, they very much are suppressed, they're thrown away. We are dissociated from them. We are disconnected almost completely in some cases from our emotions. We associate them in many cases as things that cause us pain, and we have no idea what to do with them in most cases. So, for centuries, the solution has been to not talk about them, suppress them, and in some households, abuse and violent conditioning is applied when emotions are presented. So, step 2 teaches you exactly what emotions are, and how to identify which emotions you're feeling. And we teach you how to actually use emotions to your advantage. Most people are unaware of the purpose of emotions and how they can be used to help us locate our misinformed beliefs, to make fully informed assessments and decisions on a situation. So during the seminar, we take a look at deep into emotional cues and what directions are best to take. And those emotional cues is really a core problem with dating, where because we are so disconnected from emotions, we are not capable of reading or understanding or picking up on red flags. So, too often we enter into a date or a conversation with someone of the opposite sex or someone of the same sex, somebody with a different mindset that we're wanting to romantically engage in, and we're not picking up on the red flags and all the danger signs. Instead, we only are focusing on the positive to our detriment. So then what ends up happening is we're not realistic about the situation or the present reality provided to us. And there's a good chance neither are they, which is actually what we're going to talk about. What I am referring to is comes into play with step 3 called the Warshak print perspective. Now, step 3 is we're going to be diving for an hour during the seminar into the Warshak print because this is the secret sauce. This is the core of the healing garden. This right here is all we teach and everything designed in the healing garden. The emotional management plan, the self care regimen that's coming up here in a couple slides, all of that was designed to enhance and support the Warshak print perspective. So, this is the big tamale. This is it. Step 3 is the power formula of the healing garden. Here, you will learn about the 5 elements of self identity: ethics, beliefs, your behavior, your voice, the words you use, and your perspective. When the 5 elements are misaligned, when 2 or more of these 5 elements contradict each other, the emotion, cognitive dissonance, is then formed and it creates discomfort. And when left unresolved, that discomfort becomes emotional pain that can last for decades. If there is substantial and severe enough emotional pain, it can evolve into trauma and actually rewire your nervous system. These 5 elements of self identity: ethics, beliefs, behavior, voice, perspective, it is imperative that they are aligned, that your ethics and your beliefs do not contradict each other, that whatever your ethics are, your core beliefs are absolutely aligned with each other, that your behavior amplifies your ethics and your beliefs, and that your voice is a tool you use to protect and enforce and assert your ethics and your beliefs. When these 4 elements are combined in sync and in harmony, then and only then can you form a healthy, substantial, solid, and clear perspective of your reality and your situation. And when you can do that, you can take it to the next level and use that perspective to enforce and build confidence and self esteem. Those 2 things, confidence and self esteem, are a natural consequence to the Warshak print perspective. In the seminar, I elaborate on why it's called the Warshak print perspective. I'm not going to get into that here, but I cannot emphasize to you enough how imperative it is for these 5 elements to be aligned so that you have a strong, solid perspective. Now, currently, the old way of doing things is when you have pain, when you have a problem, Through insurance regulated talk therapy, you seek out traditional therapists who focus on resolving only the symptoms of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the thing that causes every mental illness. I'm going to say that part again. Cognitive dissonance is what causes mental illness. When you have your ethics and somebody uses violence, aggression, abuse to warp your own belief, that causes cognitive dissonance. And suddenly, your behavior, your actions, and your voice start to mirror your abuser's belief and not your own because they have forced their belief on top of yours. They have contaminated your self identity. That then causes an unstable perspective. Confusion is a common emotion when you have cognitive dissonance. If you use the words, I don't know, a lot, it is because you cannot form a proper perspective because your beliefs are contaminated with abuse, with trauma. And every time a mental illness develops out of that cognitive dissonance. So, the symptoms of cognitive dissonance are what traditional therapists address while leaving the contradiction between our five elements unaddressed. They'll talk about PTSD, they'll talk about depression, they'll talk about bipolar, but they will not talk about your self identity, your beliefs, your ethics, how they're balanced, and they will not talk about how your actions, your behavior, your voice are used to enforce and maintain and manage your ethics and belief. As a result, you will have an unstable perspective, which prevents you from forming a stable, healthy view of reality. By focusing on the traumatic events that caused the cognitive dissonance, it often worsens a person's mental disposition, and depression and feelings of hopelessness continue or they worsen. Furthermore, by trauma dumping during a therapy session, you take a lot of negativity and you focus only on the negative. And when you focus only on the negative, then you become overwhelmed and you're incapable through severe struggle to see the positive. We don't do that in the healing garden. In the healing garden, we have a new way of doing things. We focus instead on correcting the cognitive dissonance and locating the contradiction within the five elements of self identity. This decreases and over time ends emotional pain. How we use the five elements to step from one perspective into another so you can assess your own situation as an outsider is what we do. This skill is extraordinary and powerful. When you have the skill to switch perspectives, you gain the ability to see what you previously missed. When you have the skill to switch perspectives, you have the ability to see, to shift from a defensive point of view to a mindset to apply critical thinking where you can begin to ask the question, what if this situation is not what it seems? By strategically utilizing knowledge awareness and cognitive behavioral therapy with meditation and self care, the elemental alignment is restored and cognitive dissonance ends. Cognitive dissonance is the core to all emotional pain, suffering, and trauma. I'm just going to take a minute here to then go on to step four. With that information and with the process that is required to sort out the Rorschach print perspective, it leaves you feeling burned out and exhausted. This is real mental work. It isn't shadow work. That's something different. The Rorschach print perspective is something entirely new. It is absolutely unique, never done before, never thought about before. It is solely and completely invented in the healing garden by me, by Anna. It belongs and is nowhere else. It actually belongs everywhere, but it currently is owned by no one else. This is the only place you can find this method. So, because it is so exhausting to put yourself through this, it does take a lot of mental discipline because you are not going to be used to using those muscles right away. It's going to be like the first time you drove a car and you could feel the mental fatigue because you're not used to using these muscles. The Rorschach print perspective is going to give you the same feeling. It's going to leave you feeling exhausted and burned out. So, correcting the alignment to resolve cognitive dissonance is a mental discipline that requires a lot of internal work and energy. Without the appropriate balance of self compassion and self care following an alignment, burnout is not only likely, it is highly probable. So, in step four, we're going to teach you how to design, build, implement, and prioritize your own self care regimen so you can reset during pitfalls, prevent burnout, and reignite your passion and motivation for restoring your alignment. And we are going to really cater this regimen to you specifically. This is a reflection of your self identity, and we're going to teach you how to use emotions from your emotional management plan to identify what you need for your self care regimen. That's part of what we're going to cover in the seminar and also what's covered in the Healing Garden with our master classes. So, this next stage is stage five: assess and evaluate. Once you have your new perspective in place, you are ready to use emotional discomfort to locate your next misalignment that is in need of correction. By repeating this process, you will be making a series of baby shifts, dropping old habits and replacing new healthy habits that fuel your new mindset and build the version of your ideal self. When you have the skill to switch perspectives, you gain the ability to examine situations in a new light. You can challenge your own thinking and ask that question: what if the situation is not what it seems? Maybe the situation is different than what I thought it was. You are going to learn to use the words what if and maybe very effectively here in stage 5. It is this new mindset that attracts women. It keeps women and presents a secure, confident version of yourself to your prospective romantic partner or partners. It is this level of self awareness that is what most people desire in themselves and in others. And I will say it again: once you have these 5 steps mastered, it is a natural consequence to experience confidence and self esteem. They will naturally come to you. And the more you go through these 5 steps, the more confidence and self esteem will just keep piling up on you. It's really a truly powerful cycle that you will be starting. So, bonus step is finally, we're going to be adding a bonus to this particular seminar. I don't usually do this very often, but we're going to be taking from our masterclass for couples. The 5 elements of self identity is in every one of us. When two people come together to form a relationship, they bring their 5 elements of self identity with them. So you have your self identity and your 5 elements, and either they are aligned or they're not. There are several levels in which they can be aligned, and we're going to go over that in the seminar. We're going to break that down on seriously deep levels so that you can see all the ways that your alignment could be off. And I'm going to teach you how you can use your emotions to pinpoint exactly where that discord is so you can address that shift and correct the alignment. When you do that, what's not talked about in all my other courses, except the masterclass for couples, is that your partner, or whether you're currently in a relationship or whether you're looking for a relationship, your partner of choice is going to be having their own five elements of self identity. And either their elements of self identity is going to be aligned or it's not. Now, because this is new information and this is not talked about, this is not a known practice yet, no one knows about this. So there is a very good chance that your partner is also misaligned. Like there is solid, almost guarantee that you are out of alignment and so are they. So that when you come together, you are actually merging into two different ethics that must be aligned, two core beliefs that mirror each other and must be aligned. Both behaviors must be aligned. Both of your voices must be aligned so that you mirror each other. And it forms both aligned perspectives. In most cases, you have misaligned perspectives. This is the cause of every fight and conflict and debate in the world, period. When you have two misaligned perspectives, you then have disagreement. To get your perspectives aligned, you have to confront your ethics and your beliefs, which is what formal debate actually does, without many of us knowing that that's actually what we're doing. And we gravitate toward people who have similar, if not identical, ethics and similar, if not identical, beliefs. Part of our belief, this is really important, is that our actions and our behaviors, our words, must align and support what we believe and what our ethics are. When you have that alignment, then you will be on the same page with your partner. That is what is causing a lot of relationship conflict, relationships to fall apart and break up. It is the core of conflict. So, with this particular step, we dig deep into all the ways that the separate five elements of self identity go on to influence, enhance, poison, and/or alter the other person, and how you can catch the misalignment and correct it in yourself. But better still is that this allows you to understand your partner so that you can understand where the disconnect is going on and calmly, logically help them see your point of view and or analyze your own belief to see where the misalignment is occurring. But when you have this information, conflict resolution is literally taken to an entirely different level. It is powerful stuff. It is so powerful that this information, these 5 steps are free. The Healing Garden gives this to everybody for free. This is not information that I believe should be charged for or handed out or hoarded. I believe that this is imperative to fixing the problem in our culture. So go to www.anashealinggarden.org. We talk on nothing but the Warshak print perspective, and we give these steps out for free to everybody because this is our mission. This is exactly what we believe every person, child, individual needs on this planet. And we do everything in our power to get this information out to everybody free of charge. Now, we have seminars, workshops, and master classes. I do public speaking events where I talk in serious depth about all of these points. I do one on one coaching on this. Like, this is my life work. This is what I do. I am so passionate about it, and it's life altering. It is absolutely beautiful. There's a few more elements that you can do without. Some people prefer it. It's optional. So there's a lot of bells and whistles that we have with this program to enhance it. But really, this is our core purpose in existence. The Healing Garden is the Warshak print perspective. So I encourage you to, this video is available on my website. So if you want to go back and rewatch it there, you're more than welcome to. But for now, today I did want to just to take us back to the seminar that's coming up. Today I did promise a full understanding of what you are actually up against, a clear solution to your problem, the tools and steps to begin addressing your problem right away, and the opportunity to learn more in my upcoming seminar. And if at any moment during this seminar or this website you had that moment of just, oh my god, I know someone who could use this, please share this video with anyone you think who can use it. If you already have a loved one and you've been trying to communicate to them and you just struggle communicating to them, show them this video. It really breaks it down. We'll go over the 5 elements, and then they'll be able to, like, get on the same page with you so that you can literally sort out your ethics, sort out and name your core beliefs. That's hard mental work there. We'll be going over that in the seminar on how to do this. And I'm going to show you how you can structure and have this conversation with your loved ones. This is for parents who want to talk to children. This is for loved ones who want to talk to spouses. This is for people who are polyamorous. This is for people who are monogamous. This is for people who have even a teacher and a student and anyone with conflict. This is it. So we're going to break it down and show you how to get through this. We have worksheets available. There's programs. It's huge. But for today, we're going to just focus on, again, the dating game and how you can apply it to your dating game. And so now you do have what you need to win. You have the ability now to change your mind. You have the tools to start your emotional management plan. You have the Warshak print perspective, which is that golden nugget of information. You have the ability and the know-how now of restoring with self-care regimen. And again, in all of our programs in the seminar, we're going to dig deep into your self-care regimen, what that looks like, and how you can build your own and prioritize it. For those of you who have problems with procrastinating, I am one of them. And then you have stage 5, which is assess and evaluate. And also in this particular upcoming seminar in April, assess and evaluate is also going to be followed with a bonus on how your particular alignment with the Rorschach print perspective aligns with your partners or multiple partners, because this is a polycule world sometimes. So now you have a choice. You can put an end to your emotional suffering. You can end your emotional dysregulation. You can stop feeling unsatisfied, unfulfilled, empty, discouraged. You can move your relationship from problem mode and impending divorce onto a resolution based relationship and a growth shaped relationship. You can claim your change and information you need to apply, master, and control that change permanently. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and have you sign up for Modern Dating for Modern Man. We have the information now required to date smart. You adjust your approach to upgrade your dating game. You have already entered the right frame of mind to attract the women to better fit you with this perspective. Like, this is it. Once you make that shift from to possess to accept, and we'll, again, in the seminar, we'll go over more of how you can intelligently screen prospective dates to ensure that the person you are looking at is right for you. You can move your relationship from problem mode and impending divorce to finally talking about the real issues. And spoiler alert, the Rorschach print perspective is the real issue. So go ahead and hit that button, sign up and subscribe to my April seminar now. And there is no limitation at this point as to how many people I'm going to be taking in. There will be more seminars coming up. A complete list of all the events and all the information is available on our website, www.annashealinggarden.org. This particular seminar is for modern dating, for modern man, whether you're single or already in a relationship. And this particular seminar is 5 steps to wooing, pursuing, and dating the modern woman. I want to thank you very much for joining me today, and I do look forward to seeing you in April. If you have any questions or further inquiries regarding any other programs, I am available at annashealinggarden@gmail.com, because we're a baby company that's just getting launched and I haven't been able to get a proper domain email yet, but that's coming. A lot of information, a lot of new things are coming. So take a look at annashealinggarden.org, and I am absolutely eager to speak with you again. Thank you so much for your time. You are very much appreciated. and may the kindest of words always find you.